Hello, everyone. Jesse here. We're here with our first podcast-like episode on this channel, where we're going to be getting all the top players from the GOAT format world on here and just having some fun chats and seeing how they go about, what it is they do. Today, I've got a first guest, very exciting guest to kick us off. We have the GFC 23 champion, the 3v3 champion, the GGP Atlanta 24 champion, the PWCQ 48, 44, 65, 73, 74, 9th place of Worlds 24, and numerous other tops. We have Duelinghigh in the house. Thanks for being here, Duelinghigh. How are you feeling today?
Doing pretty good. A lot of long sentence there, a lot of things I've done.
I know, it was
Past year or two.
Challenge to say it with one breath.
Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't know if you were going to be able to do that. But no, yeah, I'm doing all right, though. Had a good weekend. Almost got there, but things happen. But glad it all worked out the way it did, though, last weekend. It was fun. Good time, for sure.
Yeah, man, that was the night. So the night before for those watching the weekend just gone, there was a GGP on was it Atlanta, Duelinghigh?
Yeah, it was in Atlanta.
Yeah, so the Atlanta.
Oh, 6-hour drive.
6-hour drive. So where are you living?
I'm in Florida.
Florida, yeah, right. So 6-hour drive to Atlanta. That's a very decent drive. Did you?
Oh, good.
Did you do it all in the one day, or did you do a night trip down there?
I got there about on Friday about 3 o'clock. Stayed in the hotel, chilled, and just freaking got up and did my thing until the final duel.
Yeah, man.
Kind of choked a little bit, but not really. But
that's all right. I remember the night before the tournament, you said, "I'm going to make Mask of Darkness famous in this warrior list, the GGP tomorrow." And look, mate, you had a very impressive 8-1 run. I'd say you did bring some fame to the Mask of Darkness in the warrior list. How did it perform on the day?
It ran really damn good. It won me round 2. Threw a lot of people off guard. Like Gulas opened my when he dust shooting me, like game 1, I think, when it started, was like, oh, this is not what I thought you were on. Just by seeing the Mask of Darkness, he thought I was on like a different deck or had no clue, and he sent back the mask with dust shoot. So it put in work. I mean, it was questionable at first. I was really worried about it. How was it going to run? And it definitely did its thing. It was definitely a really good choice by putting it in the deck.
Yeah,
so,
man. I think
tested it a little bit and it ran.
Yeah, it's the thing. So you did a few matches on like FL ladder and stuff with it before the tournament, didn't you?
Yeah, I played about probably like 20 matches with it. Was doing pretty well with it, so figured I just wanted to try something. And I like Mask of Darkness anyways, the card. So big believer in it. Not the best, but it can get there. So I just tried it and paid off. Pretty good performance for sure.
Yeah, man. How'd you make it? How'd you make it fit in the list on the day? So obviously, Warriors have a pretty hefty trap lineup already. Did you make any additional changes to the list to fit the mask in, or did you just sort of chuck it in as a secret tech?
No, I had to drop like about 3 cards to fit the So I wanted to play Jar of Greed in the mask. So I had to cut 1 Blade Knight. So I usually run 3, but I figured a lot of times I'm siding out a Blade Knight. Like game 1 was like just an easy, like, all right, let me just take it out because it's not doing nothing. And if I do that all often enough, I'm just figured 2 is just plenty. So that was one thing I had to take out. And then I decided to take out a Dust Shoot because I feel like I was bricking on him late game and stuff. So felt like 2 was fine there. And I took out, I think, like a Book of Moon or the Spirit Reaper or one of those cards and went with them 3 changes. So it didn't really affect the deck that much, and I figured it could only help it. So that's what really made me decide on going with the mask. Put in some work.
Yeah, well, it sure looks like it did.
And I decided to play Faith as well.
Yeah, and the Faith as well.
I put in Faith.
2 main deck flips.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, 2 main deck flips. And I mean, a lot of times people would discard, they're going to know what I'm on. So if I hit them with Do It, they're going to discard Knock. That really pays off when you got a mask and a Solemn. Activate Solemn, flip mask, get back Solemn, like just busted shit.
Yeah,
definitely overperformed.
Well, that's it. I think in the results obviously spoke for themselves there in terms of you went 8-1 on the day. How was the give us a bit of a rundown of the tournament day. So there's some guys, potentially watching this that have never played in real life tournament. So, how did you prepare for the tournament? Is it different than how you prep for online? What were your matchups on the day? Just give us a bit of a rundown on the day. How'd you obviously Mask of Darkness being a tech choice for the day and making a few deck changes, how'd you come to all those conclusions, man? Just give us a rundown of the day. What were your matchups, that sort of thing?
Yeah, round one, played some I don't know, he wasn't all that great, but he got me game one. And he was on Giant Orc, beat down with Kaikus, with Chaos Sork, and just got me game one. So I was looking real bad already. Went to a grindy game two, barely got him. And then a game three, I literally was at 700 life points left. Had to get Blade Knight at 2K so I can get a BLS down. I had to go down to 300 life points to run into a Jinzo. It was a 700, so I only lost 400, put me at 300. Drop BLS, banish the Jinzo, and just get in there with Tribe and BLS next turn. So if he tops a monster, I pretty much lose. But he didn't, so it worked out. It was really... He snatched out my Dawn and sacked it for Jinzo. And instead of attacking, he sacked the Dawn. I was at 3,100, so it put me at 700. And if I drew a monster, I couldn't get Blade out of 2K, so it would have been really rough. So that worked out right there. Did not think I was going to win. I thought I was going to start 0-1. After that situation I was in with the Jinzo and, when he snatched out my Dawn. But I got that win. And then round two, Mask of Darkness, put in, serious work. I played against this water deck. And it was, some burn water deck with, Revival Jam or something. But he had Gravity Bind. And I had no answers for back rows at all. So, literally, if I wouldn't have got this Mask of Darkness off, I hit him with Mask of Darkness at least 6-7 turns straight. It put him down to 2,200 life points only. And he finally had to use Ring on the mask when he was super low. But if I don't have that mask, I can't get my Gravity Bind. I had no back row move at all. So he would have literally just burned me out with cards that he had, going for his water stuff or whatever. But that put in work there. I was happy with that, Mask of Darkness. And then game two, I just cooked them. And then game three was Turbo. Round three was Turbo. And then I think round five, I played AJT. And deck just went off on him. Got into a spot where he had Tribe and he didn't want to attack. And he was at 400. I top deck Rhoda. 2-0'd him quick. And then played Turbo again. And cooked him. He boarded in Scapegoat meta or something. Got him. Then went to finals. Got Turbo again. Had to play against the Mirror on for the next round after I won top 8. And I got him with that Solemn play blowout. And then the finals of the GGP, I was really beat, playing 10 hours straight. Probably didn't even side deck right game 3. I could have did probably wasn't making the best decisions. He got me with a big TT play. Was down to nothing. He had 5 cards in hand and 4 back rows, and I got 4 back rows only. So I was just well, it's been a good run. Tried my hardest. It just game 3 got me, and I don't think I side decked right either, to be honest. I could have probably side decked a little bit better, but just I was just getting to the point where I split the money anyways, so it was fine. And Gulas, super nice guy, so I was really not upset when he actually beat me, because I was well, this guy's been really cool all day, super chill dude, so everything worked out. It was a really good time. I didn't really need the invite that bad. It would have been nice to go back to back. Obviously, won 2 times in a row, but even second is pretty good, and I had the same record as Gulas, 8-1. So definitely great, great time.
Yeah, man, sounds like a bloody good day. And 10 hours playing, that's a serious serious amount of time. So good work. Funny match too with the the grand final between you and Gulas. There's a bit of a rivalry we've been building with DMG in terms of we had playoffs with them. They kicked us out of the playoffs last season, and then we got them in the 3v3 recently, and then they've got you and just got you in the the GGP recently. So it's our turn to one up them next time whenever we get another run in with those guys.
For sure. We're gonna get them next time.
Hell yeah.
It was their turn. We got them for the 3v3. They got us back.
Oh yeah, man. How are you feeling since the 3v3? I have to say the 3v3. We don't get to play in too many tournaments in Ausland. Unless we want to get up at 1 a.m. So, getting up at 1 a.m. was a whole lot easier when I was playing alongside you and Jace. And I can just remember that moment you took the kill. Our voice chat was hopping off with excitement. That was a really good time.
Yeah, that was really tight. That was really rocky too. Like that was Yu-Gi-Oh! Such like a close game. Like you just every little thing you don't know what's gonna happen until like it's finally just over with and it happens. Like it's really special game. It's really fun. Yeah. A lot of excitement, a lot of adrenaline.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. And I guess my last question about Atlanta recently. Coming into the grand final, what sort of approach do you take when you're coming into these massive matches where there's a lot on the line in terms of there was money on the line, there was world's invites on the line. Like how do you approach coming into a big game like this? Like do you get really amped up? Do you sort of try and chill down and settle into it and just get comfortable? Like what sort of approach do you take for these big important matches?
You just gotta try to pretend like it's not that big of a deal and just play the best way you could play and hope that everything goes your way. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's the way the game is sometimes, but you can't let the nerves and all the like spotlight and everything of like, oh, can I do it? Because it's like you're definitely able to do it, but it's just, is it going to happen or not? Like either you're going to win or you're going to lose, and this time lost, but and then you just got to keep fighting until eventually you get there. And the more practice you do, the more you play at it, the more hours you put into it, you help your game play a lot. Keep going at it. Keep dueling. Best advice I could give.
No, I love it, man.
Putting in the work.
Beautiful. And like you've played Yu-Gi-Oh for a while, haven't you? Which I only learnt recently. I always find it interesting to see how long some of the guys have been playing. Like I personally found Yu-Gi-Oh through COVID because I was rather bored sitting in my house. But I think I heard recently you were saying you've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for since GOAT format was actually GOAT format back in 2005. How long have you been playing the game for?
I was playing when I was like 12 years old, so I'm 33 now, over 20 years. I started in 2004, 2003, maybe right when 2004 hit, I probably started. So I can remember the first ban list. So that's how much of an OG of me playing this game.
Yeah, damn. And were you going to tournaments?
I was really good back in the day in Florida. Huh?
Were you going to tournaments and stuff back then as well? For your teen years and everything like that?
Yep. I went to nationals twice, qualified 2 years, qualified actually 3 years, but I couldn't go the third year. I got 9th place in a Shonen Jump. I went to probably 4, 5, 6 Shonen Jumps back in the day. I went to Chicago. I went to Atlanta. I went to, I think, where was it? North Carolina. I went to the 2 of them in Orlando because they're close to me. I go to regionals all the time. I was second in the state of Florida. I would play probably 5. When I was on my grind, I'd have 5 locals where I could go to. I would go to Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's how much I would play it. I was just trying to get my UD number up. I was a little kid. I loved it. My mom would give me $60 a weekend to play. And I would just grind, sell cards, make trades, play tournaments, get really good, and was just a beast. And then whenever I found out about it in 2021, probably something like that, somebody randomly told me about Go format, how it's the same time when we used to play. One of my friends from back then told me about it, and I looked into it and found GoFormat.com, and the guy actually ran it. I used to play with him too, Alan Pennington. Back in the day, I used to always play with that dude, and he wasn't that great, and I was a beast at it. So to find out that he's the one that restarted everything is just kind of cool. Just how I kind of remember him not being all that great at the game and then getting better and better. And then I just stuck to it ever since. And here I am in 2025, still playing, still winning, still slamming cards and doing my thing.
Absolute Chad.
It's a great journey for sure of playing this game. Got a lot of good memories, a lot of bad memories as well.
Yeah,
a lot of bad. So it goes both ways though. But thankful to still be able to do it though, for sure.
Yeah, man.
It really is.
What
part of my life that it's always has been.
what would the highlight of your, career be? Like, what if you could like pinpoint it to one thing? What has been like the, your favorite thing that's, in that 20 years you've been playing? What's been like your highlight, your favorite thing?
I could probably think of like back in the day, I used to play this tournament at Mosey, and I didn't really gamble or anything. I would play, and the guy would say, "Can't play for money, okay? Not allowed to gamble. Buy in for like $10 a tournament. Get over like 100, 150 people in this tournament every Sunday at this museum called Mosey in Tampa." And the guy told me we can't gamble, but I could put the money in the thing. It was like $400 or $500, or you can get the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So every time I would win, and I've won probably like at least like over 10 times, probably like some gun guy, like I would win all the time. And there was 100+ people tournaments. He'd say, "You want the money or you want the Yu-Gi-Oh cards?" So since the money's a prize, it's not really gambling, is what this guy told me. So I would pick the money, and I was young as hell, like always pick the money, always gambling, always. And that's what just got me to drive to start gambling and start doing crazy stuff. And I was super young, and that was just a good highlight. I remember just literally buying in for like $8 and winning like $300-400 being 12 years old off of playing Yu-Gi-Oh like every weekend. Like one time I won like 3-4 weekends straight. It was just like doing great, selling cards, making money, doing. So that's one of the good highlights I can remember. It's really good times.
And that amount of money, especially at that age, is just, you'd feel like an absolute freaking millionaire.
I went to school, I just buying whatever. It was nice. I was really young. Crazy stuff.
That's awesome, man.
That was one good memory I can think of it.
And I guess as well, like I wasn't around in the those older Yu-Gi-Oh days, man. Like back, I had some cards when I was a kid, but I never played any tournaments or anything. Like, how has the competitive scene changed throughout that time? Coming into it through COVID, it's been that pretty typical Turbo Warrior rotation of, topping with a few, alt-win decks, popping up here and there. Was it similar back then, or how has the competitive nature of the game changed over the last 20 years in GOATs?
It's changed a lot. It's totally, everything's different. Like, there's nothing really the same how it was back then. I say all the time, like, if we knew about what we know now back then, it would just been a lot easier game to play. Like, nobody knew about TD, Thunder Dragon. No one played Trap Dusty, really. Solemn Judgment was, like, not even a thing, really. Like, there were just cards that people didn't really... Somebody would tell them that it's bad, and they would go with it and not give it the time of day to even test it or try it or anything. And then that's what I think led to it, really. Or somebody just figured out that Thunder Dragon and Graceful are just like the goddess combo ever. Like, nobody could think of that back in the day, though, which just like amazes me still to this day. Like, so that was a big difference. There was no turbo. It was just straight like you got a Chaos Return deck beat down with like Bazoo and like Jinzo, Ceasefire. Everyone played Call. Everyone played Pre. Like, it was just really totally different time. Like caveman Yu-Gi-Oh almost to what it is today. Like, it's really interesting to me, but definitely way more competitive now too. Like, everybody knows somewhat of what they're doing. It's not like everybody is as keen and can play, that well, but I feel like, I don't know, they're a lot better these days. A lot harder to win for sure. Unless you're Duelinghigh 101.
That's right, Duelinghigh 101. He just doesn't miss.
Just hit.
That's it, man. Fuck yeah. That I guess leads me to my next thing, man. So you've obviously always been a very competitive player. You've obviously always performed very well at the game. What I had noticed over the last, probably year, 2 years, you started playing Warrior, and you just started absolutely killing everyone, winning everything. What changed for you there, man? I know you're always a good player and you're always performing well, but what was that turning point that was you've gone from, a really, really good player to quite literally one of the best players in the world today? What was that change for you?
It just, I tried it, and I was really getting good results with it, and I was just like, well, the deck is just that great. Like, it's running that good. I know how to play it really well. I'm not afraid to take chances with the deck. Sometimes I'm wrong, but I mean, if you're not afraid to take chances, sometimes you just got to go for the kill and just, I'm Turbo. is a totally different game. Like, it's more of like I think of it as like Patrol. You want to wait when to drop your BLS, when to do this. It's just totally different kind of play style than what the Turbo deck's trying to do. And you can't really it's a lot of chip damage with Warrior. You gotta get your pokes in. You gotta get in for 1600, get in for this, try to get in, like versus just dropping Sork, BLS, Tribe, swing in ring. Like you gotta really get the damage in when you can. Hope you don't get Saku Mirror Force, and if you do, you gotta just try it again next turn and just aggressive, get in as quick as you can. That is like, so that's just the way I play the deck. Probably not the smartest but when you got a Solemn backing you, a Solemn or two in the back row, you just gotta go for it. They try to stop it, Solemn it, hope to God it works, and so that's the way I play the deck. I mean, it just you gotta have good cards, and when you get the good cards, you gotta play them correctly. Because a lot of times people get the cards and they don't use them correctly, and they don't get the win. So,
well, that's it. And
you got to do with it.
You hear a lot of people say, "Oh, they don't like Warrior for." Well, a lot of people are loving Warrior recently, actually, especially because it seems like it's the best deck right now.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that statement? Would you think it's the best deck, or do you still think Turbo has the edge, or where's your stance at the moment?
I still think Turbo has the edge. I think that a good Turbo player can beat any Warrior player if they can outplay the Warrior player. It depends on the Warrior player, though, because there's an example. When I went to GGP Atlanta, this guy comes out to me and he says, "Hey, man, I'm playing your exact deck from the 3v3. I'm like, "Wow, what's your record?" He said, "Oh, man, I'm 2-3. I said, "Man, you made my deck look bad. Man, what the hell are you doing?" Like 2-3 with it. I won 12 games in a row with that shit. You can't win. Like, I mean, so that just proves right there it's not really, like everybody. I mean, you get 20 Warrior decks get loaded into a tournament, and like the only person that's going to survive is the best player in the tournament, even if well, not really, but see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not really the deck; it's more of the player. So. That's why when people play it, they don't win because they're doing it. They're not worrying the right way, I guess.
Well, that's the thing.
I still believe that Turbo.
It's very much like it is when you're just traveling through the Discords and stuff, you'll see some people go, "Oh, I don't like Warrior because even the Warrior Mirror isn't skillful." And it's like, sure, there's a few like aspects to the Warrior Mirror in terms of there are the dead knocks and there are the dead shoots and the Mystic Swordsmen and things like that. And a few of the games do come down to who drew them first. But a lot of the time, there is. Even in a Warrior Mirror, there is still skill expression. And I think that shows with, people like yourself and, there's other top players as well over the time that have picked up a deck like Warrior and done very consistently well with it. It's like you cannot tell me there is not a level of skill expression, with that deck. As it might be a little bit simpler than, something with scapegoats or whatever, has to be an element of skill or else the same players wouldn't be topping, every tournament.
100% agree. That's definitely does take skill to know when to use the card and when not to use it.
And I think like Solemns are an interesting
pretty much
part as well with the Warrior matchup. Like I haven't been playing too much competitive recently apart from the 3v3, and I did a bit of a run on Format Library ladder until we secured, a Worlds invite. So I haven't been on the ladder too much, but on that match, there was a fair few players getting around. A lot were really strong, and there are obviously some newer guys on there with Warrior. And one thing I noticed when versing them was their Solemn usage. Like sometimes just a poorly used Solemn is just GG's right off the bat. So do you have any specific, if you were speaking to a newer Warrior player and you had to give advice around a card like Solemn Judgment? What would that be? How should they be using it, and how should they be using it correctly?
Sometimes you gotta wait for if you got a bunch of back rows, you can't use it until they have heavy. I mean, you can't use it. You have to save it for heavy because if you Solemn something and they have a heavy, they're just gonna blow you out. So that's one way, and you just have to really go for it. You got to think of how important is this stop, and if it's gonna literally make me win the game, then maybe I do want to use the Solemn. But if it's not going to help me progress any I'm not just going to fire it off for no reason. I want to make sure I'm in a very good spot where this solemn is really going to stick. So you got to make sure you're using it to make sure to win the game, because you can't just be firing it off all willy-nilly and think that it's going to do anything when you're just literally making your opponent run through your solemn, and then they choose the next card, and you pretty much wasted your solemn. You're like, oh wow, I don't know why I solemn that. I could have solemn that. It can happen in a game, like, so. That's just my advice. You just got to make sure you got it, and it's going to help you in your chances of winning when you use it. That would be my answer to that question.
So there'd be obviously it's about assessing like you said, assessing the game state and using it at the right time. What do you think about, like, you know, if you've got an opening hand and you have, say, like an MST or a Dust Tornado and a Solemn, and then like 3-4 monsters, are you often setting, you know, the Dust Tornado with the Solemn next to it, or would you, you know, take a bit of a slower approach where you know, set the Dust Tornado and hold the Solemn for a later time in the match where it will be more pivotable?
Yeah, I could. That's definitely a good strategy to do, because you don't really, if you set 2 of them, they activate heavy. It's like you pay half your life points, you save a Dust Tornado, which you really want to be doing, because they're going to get the +1 if you don't. But versus yourself, you could have just not been in this spot and just set the 1 Dust, or even set the 1 Solo, maybe, depending on your situation. But that's opening them up to get a +1 on you. So probably don't want to be doing something like that if that's the circumstance. Like, a lot of times when I open that, I would just set like Dust Tornado Pass, maybe set something under it if I'm playing Turbo, because Breaker could be a blowout card, but it's 1 of 40. They got it. You could say that with Heavy too. It's 1 of 40. They got it. But it's just better safe than sorry, I guess.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool. That'll be, you know, helpful to myself personally, and also helpful to some of the watchers. So thank you for that, bro. Look, I want to chat to you a tiny bit more about like tournament preparation, because, you know, as we listed off at the start of this, you know, call, you've got some accomplishments, man. Like, how do you have a general approach you take when you're preparing for different tournaments? Like, are you looking and studying the meta field much, or you've been playing for so long, is it more of like just a gut feel thing? Like, what's your approach to get ready for these major tournaments, even the PWCQs and stuff like that?
You got to make sure your side deck is on point. You got to really keep them guessing too. You don't really want to have the same 55 most of the time. I mean, you can. It looks like, if you notice, like, you think that I would have like the same deck, just a warrior deck, but there's every time I have a different deck though. I want to believe I don't have the same 55. I take out the Reaper. I put in a book. I don't take the book out. I main deck Minecraft. I main deck Faith. I do this. It might be like a 3-4 card difference, but it could come up and keep them guessing to see what kind of warrior build you're going to be on. Are you going to side deck Spies? Are you not going to side deck Spies? Are you going to be on Jargri? Are you going to be on Mask of Darkness? Are you going to be on Faith? If you're going to play the strategy, there's just a lot of different versions you could play of it. And obviously you want to play the one that you're strongest with, that you've tested enough. But you just want to keep them guessing though, really, to keep them on their toes. You don't really, like your strategy with deciding into Turbo, that really keeps them guessing. That's a great way to play the deck, because they don't know what the heck to think at times. Are you going to side it in? Are you not going to side it in? What are you going to do? You have to see, like, they don't do, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you can really confuse them with a strategy like that for sure. People.
Yeah, and I think that's really helpful advice, because, you know, when you go from playing, you know, casually, you might be just, you know, people watching this might just be, you know, spamming just like the GOAT ladder, for example. But then when you start stepping it up and you're actually playing in, you know, the tournaments like War League matches, you know, major tournaments where there are absolute sharks in it, like yourself and some of the other top names, you know, having that 3 to 4 card difference can you know, swing a game. You know, a lot of top matches against good players, information is very important. Mind games are very important, because, you know, technical play can almost be equal, and sometimes the edge can be found in simply like exploiting the knowledge you have of your opponent's deck. So, you know, as you were just saying, if you've changing your deck up consistently, potentially a few tech choices or meta calls, for what you're expecting for the tournament, that can definitely be an edge that's big enough for you to take a W over another good player.
Yep, definitely. That's what I would do. What I do usually. We have an FLC coming up this weekend, and not sure what I'm going to bring. I might bring RGT.
Yeah, man.
I might bring Chaos Return like Gulaz. Who knows?
Yeah, man.
Who knows what I'm going to be on? There's no telling.
I'm going to be on the commentary team for this FLC, the back half of it, it's looking like. So I hope to see you in the top cut, and hopefully I get to, commentate over one of your games. That'll be a good time.
Oh, nice. For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna.
How do you see the future of Goats heading, bro? Like, what do you foresee the next year looking like? Do you see any big changes coming in terms of any lists that could, make a surprise appearance in, performing well, or do you see Turbo really adapting and knocking Warrior back off the top shelf, or what do you foresee over the next year of Goat format?
I don't know. I could see it definitely growing, and I think by Gulaz winning this last tournament, people could start respecting return more and could be bringing return to tournaments. You don't get a lot of return players that play that strategy, and for him to win the GGP with it, that could open the door for that. I'm hoping that it's going to grow the community. I mean, it's really great community, a lot of nice people, few people that, there's a few bad apples or whatever. I'm probably one of them. But, it's just all around real competitive, super nice people. Everybody, like, when I met them in IRL, I've been to 4 GGPs. Every time I've had a blast. Super cool people. I ended up beating the Calvin YGO dude. The only thing I can say that is really going to hurt us which is not hurting us that much really, but it kind of is the absence of JDZ. That really is affecting the game a lot. I do understand that he's got like a contract with Lorcana now or something like that. I don't know if it's a contract, but whatever, he's speaking for him or commentator, whatever the word I'm looking for, commentator.
Yep.
For Lorcana. That's really good. I'm really happy for him because he's a super nice guy too. But that just really did hurt Goats though, to be honest, because a lot of people came to the videos to watch JDZ's reactions and how he communicates with the community. Like, I think that's really a hit on us. We're trying to bounce back with it and stay strong and keep up, but we're losing a lot of players. Not as many top players play as much as they used to. Like, we're going to see this FLC. Maybe there'll be a lot of them, but I see a lot of players that have definitely went missing. So that's really not good for the game. But I'm hoping that it grows though, because it's really fun, and the more players, the merrier. It just sucks because Edison hurts us. I think it does because a lot of people tired of Goats, they'll go to Edison. Some people might be tired of Edison Goats, but a lot of that happens a lot. And then with the JDZ thing, Lorcana, they're going to Lorcana as well. And the community's already not that big. So all I can do is hope, because I don't really enjoy Edison and I don't know how to play Lorcana. So I really want Goat to do his bestest, to keep the people around that are around. And so we'll just see in time, though. I hope that it does. I hope it grows, is all I'm saying. So
I truly agree with you. Yep. It looks like a nice War League showing this year. I think they've got the full 24 or 26 teams, which is obviously good news. I do agree. JDZ being absent, it's he was the face of the format, and he did just so much of an excellent job in bridging the gap from, people who were newer, didn't know what Goats was, or were very new to the format, and he did a really good job of bridging that and building the community and everything. So hopefully, hopefully with even just more content like this coming out, it gives people something to come in and get into the minds of the good players like yourself, and and hopefully help in that way a little bit. So I agree, and I hope Goats keeps I hope it keeps growing in its own way as well, because I agree, it's the only format that I have found to like in Yu-Gi-Oh, and yeah, same thing. I haven't really explored too many other card games. I looked into like One Piece a little bit. That was pretty fun, but it just doesn't weigh up with how good Goats is.
It doesn't give you the itch like like Go does.
Oh yeah, Goats is one of those games that gets you thinking just before you fall into sleep. You go, what if I put this card in my 55? That's some magic change I need. It's very funny how much how much you can think about this game when you're not playing it.
Yeah, I mean that literally like the whole week last week before the GGP, I was just like when I go to sleep, I'm just thinking about my list like. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take this out. I'm just going over the scenarios in my head. Like, what should I do? Should I play this? Let me jump onto them, but let me change this card. Let me and I still finally got it right and did great. But you could do that. You could be bouncing so many ideas in your head before you go to bed. Just think about plays that you would have done if I would have done this differently after you go check a replay. Oh wow, I could have done this. Oh, I could have killed him last turn. Oh, I could have not made that play. I could have did this play. It's just so many different scenarios. What makes it fun though.
Yeah, man. I agree. Yeah, it's a great game, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope this the FLC this weekend. I hope that's really good for the game and gets a really good turnout. Well, I've got you, bro.
Yeah,
let's chat about War League, the upcoming season. You're obviously Masters of Oz again. What a star pickup you have been for our team last season, and obviously we're glad to have you sticking around this season as well. How are you feeling about the upcoming War season? How are you feeling about Masters of Oz? When are you moving to Australia, mate?
Yeah, I wish I could do that. Family's here, but. No, I'm really excited for it. Y'all have been nothing but nice to me. I've had a great time on the team. We did make a playoff. We made it to playoffs, which was great. Came up short, but looking just play as best we can, communicate as much, and play the best strategies, the best decks we can play, and play them best we can, and win some weeks. That's the plan.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
I
think if we can get a back-to-back playoff season and hopefully take it a couple of steps further and get to a grand final or something, that could be a really good goal for the Masters of Oz. We've got some good experience in the team now. I think every player on our team has got at least a few seasons under their belt. Most of the players on the season on the team had positive win rates last season. The boys are in a good spot, so. I look forward to wiping the floor with some of these War League teams.
For sure, it's going to be a really good season. Yep.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, man. I got one final question for you before we wrap it up. So, if there's someone completely new or they're only they've got just say they're a ladder player, and they want to step into the competitive world and they want to win their first tournament. If you could give them one or two things to focus on that would help them the most, what do you reckon those one or two things would be?
Get a lot of rest, maybe, for a tournament. Make sure you got the time to play it. Practice. Don't play nothing off. If you want to actually have a good result, you want to stick with 3-4 strategies deck-wise. Don't step out of line. What I'm trying to say, you want to give yourself the best chance to win. So stick with either Chaos Turbo, Warrior, Earth Aggro is okay. That's something that at least could give you a shot at it. Earth Aggro did just top, I guess. It was a crazy list, but that's one piece of advice I could give. And just go in and have fun and have a good day. And if you're having fun, you're having a good time, and hope for the best. That's all you do. You hope for the best, and I think if it's not your day today, it could be next week. It could be the week after that. Keep fighting, and the more you play, the better you get. So that'll be my answer.
Awesome. Thank you, man. That'll be incredibly helpful to a lot of the people watching, bro. Before I let you go, mate, I have to get you to. I have one special request. Someone in the Discord said they need Dueling High to give their best Australian impression and say "G'day, mate." So. If you could do us the honors.
Oh my goodness. All right. Good day, mate.
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good. You're almost a local. And lastly, mate, can you name 3 or 4?
Wait.
Give us 3. Can you name 3 native Australian animals?
Kangaroo. What are 3?
Pretty good, mate.
Ain't there kangaroo?
Well, yeah,
I got
kangaroo's one. You've got kangaroo, emus, wombats, kookaburras, but kangaroo will do, mate. Legend.
Yeah, wombats. I know the kangaroo though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, legend,
And
bro.
Steve Irwin. I still watch Steve Irwin to this day. He's the GOAT.
He was a
For sure. All right.
absolute legend. Fun fact for the watchers: our captain for the Masters of Oz team, Jace, his War League username being Oz Steve is in honor of the famous loved Australian Steve Irwin.
Wow.
And then we're all
That's
his
great.
animals. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it's absolute legend. But anyway, Dueling High,
Definitely.
thank you very much for your time this afternoon and tonight, mate. I know it's getting pretty late for you. I'm sure I sure appreciate your time and the learnings I've gathered from this, and I'm sure the people watching will, also be very appreciative and have taken a few things from this. So thank you very much, man.
Yeah, no problem. And I'm gonna be hopefully making videos, get on YouTube one day. Master Reactor is coming back.
Master
Say
Reactor.
what's up, everybody. So,
Master Reactor is coming back. Yes, that's right, guys. So Dueling High also was making lots of YouTube videos. He had a bit of a break recently, but he will be back, and I'll tag his channel in our description down below, so it's nice and easy for you guys to find, so you can go and check out some of his, some of his old matches and keep an eye on his new stuff that'll be coming out soon.
all right,
bro. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having.
My pleasure. I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, man. Take care, man. All right, see ya.
Bye.